The months leading up to my son's autism diagnosis were the most difficult to navigate. In hopes to find answers and comfort, I did a lot of reading and watched numerous videos of parents on this journey. Soon after, though, I started to notice a pattern was starting to emerge. The statement, autistic kids are kids too, kept coming up. I know, it's with good intentions, but the word too didn't sit well with me because it lacked inclusivity and felt as though these children were taking up spaces that didn't belong to them. I remember one evening as I watched my son play, I thought, you are not an accident. You're here because you belong. So I wrote, I'm here, on the first page of a journal I had just purchased earlier that day and put it away.
I'm Heleina.
My name is Martha.
My name is Yvonne Liu.
My name is Elizabeth Arciga.
I'm a mom of two. At the age of 3, my son was diagnosed with autism.
My first child is Sophia, and she's 13 years old.
I'm a full-time mother, and they are both on the autism spectrum.
My son, Arlo Covarrubias, he's about to be 6 years old, was diagnosed with autism when he was 2 years old.
Right after he turned 3 years old, we had an appointment with his pediatrician, and at that point he wasn't still talking. We were assigned a speech pathologist, and right away she recommended that we get him screened for autism. That was a very hard revelation for us because neither myself nor my husband knew anybody that is on the spectrum. So this was news to us. I absolutely believe that early intervention is so important. And no matter how scary it seems, to keep in mind that you're not alone. Getting answers and getting the help that the child needs and deserves. It's not only a wise choice, but it's also a responsibility.
And when she was 5 years old, the school noticed there was differences between her and other students. So I had to tell her 2, 4, 5 times in order to do one task, and she forgets. And I thought it was part of growing up.
As soon as he turned 2 years old, we noticed he was not speaking, not doing a lot of things that somebody at his age was already doing. So that's how we started the diagnosis process.
My first baby was diagnosed to be on the PDD-NOS side of the spectrum at the age of 5.5 years old. And at the same time, his baby brother was about 2.5 years old. Because of my firstborn's diagnosis, so we have our secondborn checked as well. Then we realized that the secondborn was actually square at the middle of the autism spectrum, and his condition is even more so than his brother.
The shift happened when I realized that autism didn't happen to me or to us. I realized that he was born autistic. It didn't happen the moment, the speech pathologist brought it up or upon diagnosis. He was born neurodivergent. I've never known him to be any different. That's the child I was given. That's the child I had raised until the age of 3. And I realized I had just met him for the first time. And that's what the diagnosis meant for us as a family. For me, support means meeting people where they are, meaning by providing an environment that nurtures and support when building parks and recreational centers to add sensory-friendly spaces so that all the parks are for all kids, because neurodivergent kids are kids who just see the world differently.
If you see a kid on the street or in the grocery store or even in the park, smile. Just smile. Say hi. Don't give him a bad look because he's having a hard time. Maybe that kid doesn't want to be around there. He wants to have his own time. So give him a chance to be a kid.
Just be more understanding of the differences and respect and just support.
We have gone from trying to make our kids pretend to be like neurotypical to the realization that we have to celebrate neurodiversity. But to be successful about celebrating neurodiversity, we need people to understand and give them space and the opportunities to be part of the society. So next time when you see something you don't understand, please try to be kind and not use your judgment, but try to understand.
I advise you to advocate for your kids and for our kids, for them to take up space, not to make excuses or apologize on their behalf, because they're not afterthoughts. They're here, they matter, and they are part of this society, just like every one of us, except they see the world a bit differently.
My dreams for my children, I think I just want them to be themselves and being accepted as themselves. I hope that they can have the ability to enjoy life, and that's what I dream for them. Yeah.
My hopes and dreams for my son is for him to be accepted for who he is. I wouldn't change a thing about him. I know sometimes it's challenging for us as parents and for him as well to navigate, a world that was designed for neurotypical folks, but I just want him to be accepted and loved and seen.